This fairy appeared in a trail camera floating over a building in the middle of the night, confusing its followers. It looked like something from the movie Peter Pan. You can see the fairy taking off into the sky and climbing up the skyscraper. It seems like a pretty realistic picture. She sure does look a lot like Tinkerbell, in my opinion. Upon analyzing the size and slowing down the footage, some individuals assume that the fairy is, in fact, a Luna moth. Another name for it is the American moon moth. The moth resembles a bedtime fairy due to its shadow and its little wingspan of only about 10 centimeters. Several commenters have claimed not to even be able to see the fairy, that they are ignorant of the topics being discussed. Yes, I do see a fairy. Tell me what you guys notice, please. Apparently, some Australian males witnessed this directly outside their house. Indeed, the snake is consuming the bird. One guy remarks in the original video, "Wow, that's living on our roof." And my initial reaction was, "Wow, this is pretty crazy." However, upon hearing the man's accents, I thought, Australia. Australia simply going about its business. This crazy video was shot in a shuttered warehouse. We spot an animal that resembles a long-necked goat, baby alpaca, or other similar creature. It looks at something that is out of the camera's field of vision and begins to swivel its head. The creature freezes when the guy filming it approaches. It now has a more canine-like appearance. However, observe as the man touches it. It appears to be full. Let's rewatch the opening. That is absurd. Take a look at this puzzling picture snapped in the jungles of Brazil, titled Unknown Creature Found in Amazon, with no backstory. It's sparking more questions than answers. This bizarre creature is truly a sight to see. Its gangly limbs and unusual features make it unlike anything we've seen before. To gauge its size, just look at the person holding it. The hands and feet are particularly strange. The feet almost resemble hands. It's quite eerie. At this point, anything seems possible. Many people are leaning towards calling this a hoax. What's your take on it? What do you think about this mysterious creature? Okay, this is really strange. Look at this strange-looking animal. It's enormous. It looks like a very well-muscled pig. This cannot be true, I mean. It appears to be sporting 3 horns on its back. It resembles a gigantic hog that has been combined with a pit bull and a dinosaur. Really, I can't imagine encountering a species such as this. To be playful, what do you suppose this thing eats, assuming it's real? I mean, are we assuming that this is simply some cunning ruse, or is this an actual creature? I'm not sure if we name this animal a pig dog or what. In the next video, we observe what appears to be a typical day by the river. You can see the clear sky and hear the soft breeze rustling. But believe me when I say that what follows will astound you and serve as a sobering reminder of how erratic and breathtaking nature can be. A bolt of lightning strikes the surface of the water from the earth before you ever realize what's occurring. The water erupts as a result of the impact's strong energy release. It seemed almost if there had just been an explosion below. This is really amazing. This is a perfect opportunity to remind us to be mindful of the forces of nature and to remain vigilant. It's no game to Mother Nature. We've all heard countless tales of Bigfoot sightings, massive, hairy creatures lurking in the shadows of our imagination. But this footage from a Canadian park ranger adds a new twist. Caught on camera, Bigfoot emerges from the dense foliage, holding something in its grasp. Zoom in. It appears to be a bird, feathers ruffled in its firm grip. Perhaps a turkey or some other prey. What sets this apart is not just the sighting itself, but the creature's behavior. It moves with an uncanny, almost human-like grace, oblivious to the lens capturing its every move. Watch closely. Notice the subtle bounce in its step, the sway of its arms as it navigates the forest floor. It's a mesmerizing glimpse into a creature that has long eluded scientific explanation. Is this the elusive Bigfoot or something else entirely? The mystery deepens with every frame. What are your thoughts on this intriguing encounter? This video is truly astonishing. It captures high-voltage power lines sparking intensely in a Florida neighborhood. The footage demonstrates the dramatic consequences when two power lines accidentally make contact. Watch how the sparks travel swiftly along the entire length of the lines repeatedly. In the background of the video, you can hear people screaming in alarm. Incidents like these are extremely hazardous. They have the potential to cause power lines to break, and if a line touches the ground, it can escalate into even more significant problems. It's understandable why people would react with such fear. Witnessing something like this unfold in your own neighborhood is undeniably frightening. Oh my goodness, this is unbelievable. Picture this. A kid is on camera, totally vulnerable to a big black bear that wandered into their neighborhood. Out of nowhere, a man shows up and scares the bear away. You can imagine how terrified that kid must have been. Watching it again, you see the man quickly getting out of his car because he sees the danger the kid is in. It seems like he and his wife were just leaving the neighborhood when they stumbled upon this scene. What a hero. In today's world, many people might have stayed safe in their truck, but not this guy. I truly believe he saved that kid's life. Amazing. The original poster of this video remembers an unsettling incident that happened 5 years ago, right after they moved into their new house. All of this appears to be a light-hearted joke at first glance. At first, the woman who uploaded the video thought her husband was just hanging out with friends. You can actually hear how much she is giggling. But she soon reached a shocking realization. He was not making any jokes. The spouse related a terrifying experience in which he felt someone grab his leg and drag him across the floor.
First, no, I was not being pulled by a rope or a string or fishing string.
Probably her.
Yeah, fishing line, that wouldn't even be possible.
When many first watched the clip, they thought it was a clear fraud. But as the video became viral, the narrative changed. The family was forced to upload several follow-up films explaining what happened in the wake of this unexplained tragedy.
She says she sees a tall, dark man, or a man with a dark face. He doesn't say anything to her, doesn't do nothing, doesn't try to get her, but of course she's terrified or she's spooked about it.
The spouse provided further information about their family at one of these follow-ups. They have 5 daughters, he revealed. Interestingly, one of the twins mentioned that they often saw a tall figure with a black-covered face wandering about their house's passageways. There were more weird things happening in the home besides this. The father went on to say that various times, everyday items would mysteriously disappear and then turn up years later in completely other locations. Finally, as if all of that wasn't scary enough, they have heard loud voices that seem out of place reverberating throughout the entire house. Viewers' opinions on the family stories are divided. While some people are skeptical, others think that their encounters are real. A fascinating video clip was recently shared online. This video, set late at night on a quiet, empty road, shows a lone dog behind a fence. The scene seems ordinary at first, but as you keep watching, something strange happens. Under the streetlights, the dog appears to be staring into nothingness. It seems completely absorbed, giving an unsettling vibe to the scene. But then, something supernatural occurs. In just a few seconds, the dog completely vanishes from view, as if swallowed by the night. Your eyes might not believe what they just saw. Was it a trick of light or a camera glitch? As we continue watching, it gets even weirder. After a few suspenseful seconds that feel like an eternity, the dog reappears on the opposite side of the fence. It's like the dog just materialized out of thin air. This sudden reappearance leaves viewers scratching their heads, trying to make sense of what they've just seen. Could something supernatural be at play here? Did the dog just warp through space, or was it an illusion? It seems impossible to understand how the dog could disappear in the blink of an eye and then reappear in a different location. Some speculate about interference from otherworldly entities, while others think it's just a glitch in the security camera's recording. The entire episode is so perplexing that it leaves viewers mystified. questioning what they know about the world around them. Please buckle up because the video we're about to watch is every pet owner's worst nightmare. This dramatic image of two dogs playing in a snowy yard with a frozen pool was captured by a home security camera in Canada. One dog unexpectedly slips, cracks through the ice, and becomes stranded beneath the icy water. When the owner notices the issue from inside, he runs outside to assist. She hopped into the freezing water, and you could see the wheels turning in her brain. She is also aware that finding her dog is a race against the clock. She's breaking through the ice with a crash. She's not going to give up. She has to carefully navigate the pool in the hopes of running across her puppy so she may rescue it from the water. Her quick thinking pays off as she makes a second pass. She runs into the dog and pulls it out of the water just in time to save it. This heart-wrenching video serves as a potent lesson to watch out for our furry friends, even though the homeowner's bravery rescues the dog and he recovers completely. She really didn't have much time, so it's a good thing that she was staring out the window at the moment. What if, while you were strolling through your living room, you saw your dog was looking intently out of the glass? You glance over your shoulder out of curiosity and notice this enormous mountain lion prodding at your window.
On our patio. He wants to eat my dog. Dash. Dash, get back. Dash. 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 Get away. Dash, come here. Dash. Goddamn dog. Dash.
Here is where the dog, Dash, should get some credit. He does not back down from that feline. Observe the lion's paw patterns at the window. Dinner seems so close, but yet so far away. This video is hilarious. A woman announces that her pet duck, Adam, is about to go for his first swim. Suddenly, the duck just takes off running across the water. I was in stitches watching this. Am I missing something here? Is that even a duck? Did anyone else know they could do that? Look at that thing skipping across the water like that. There's no way that's a regular duck, at least not like the little pond ducks I'm used to. Watching him run on the water really threw me. While camping in the Canadian bush, a hiker came across this. After grabbing their camera and venturing into the woods to investigate, they heard some strange noises. And what they captured on camera is quite amazing. It appears to be a massive, two-legged ape-like figure moving through the trees. The moment we see the large, unkempt black fur covering, all of us have the same thought. Apparently the hiker thinks so too, having posted this video online and calling it evidence of Bigfoot. Especially considering that nearby campers have reported seeing something akin to this. If they are correct, this might be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see a fabled species. Here's a fascinating video captured by a man named Andre on a clear night with the full moon shining brightly. He noticed some strange objects in the sky and couldn't resist filming them. Armed with a powerful telescope and a sharp camera, he captured remarkable shots of the moon from our vantage point on Earth. Out of nowhere, 3 round spots appeared on the moon, perfectly aligned in a row. But that was just the beginning. Soon after, more of these mysterious objects started popping up, scattered across the moon's surface. Andre isn't new to stargazing. He's been at it for about 20 years and has a deep fascination with the moon. He claims to have even seen what he firmly believes are UFOs before. According to him, these particular objects in the video are flying incredibly high, about 500 kilometers up. So what's the story behind these sightings? Could this be the evidence of aliens we've been anticipating? Or is there a more straightforward explanation for these dark spots on the moon? A video just surfaced on Reddit that has people scratching their heads. The video was shot in the early morning, at around 4 in the morning, with the camera focused on an empty dining table. The setting is very quiet, with nobody in the area. And then, all of a sudden, the glass table breaks into 1,000 little pieces. It appears out of the blue with no explanation for why the table would suddenly explode out that way. However, if you're really focused, you might be able to see this tiny dot of light, which resembles an orb, floating down toward the table just before it catches fire. The glass suddenly broke like something big had crashed on top of it, which makes it strange. However, nothing is present there, only that tiny bit of dust, more like a cannonball dropped from the ceiling from the look of it. People are usually upset about these objects. Many believe they are able to capture, store, and release energy of some kind. Often referred to as ghost orbs or spirit orbs, some people believe they are omens of spirits or some other unidentified force. This clip is really intriguing, regardless of whether you're into the whole ghost theory or you're trying to figure out a more grounded explanation. That is really amazing, in my opinion. I will say this, despite being phony, the video is actually rather cool, though if it is a hoax, some really amazing camera work, I don't think it is. The owner of this trail camera has reported seeing an alien in the forest, which is just another sighting to add to the growing number of reports of alien encounters that have surfaced nationwide. These reports of close calls seem to be becoming more and more commonplace on a global scale. I find this picture to be rather intriguing. It makes me wonder if these men are suddenly becoming more and more common. Naturally, the detractors point out that there are several alternative explanations for events such as these. I'm not sure. How do you feel about this picture? Do you really believe that this is a glimpse of extraterrestrial life, or simply conducting a practical joke on all those who are interested in the paranormal? This video was captured by a security camera at a vacant house. The beginning of the clip is essentially concentrated on a pair of sneakers that are merely positioned in the living room, which seems quite normal, of course. Hold on, though, for things quickly go strange. Suddenly, these white sneakers begin to move on their own. They just start moving around, really, with no indication that somebody is tampering with them, or that there is anything nearby that might have pushed them. Nothing, no pets. And as strange as it seems for them to move, they come to a complete stop. The video clip sparked a flurry of responses. Some are certain that there's something obvious, like an unseen string that we're overlooking. A slight tug is given by someone off camera, but then the paranormal enthusiasts show up and start speculating about ghosts, poltergeists, and hauntings. A man even expressed his strong belief that a ghost is wearing the shoes. All right? In any case, these are the kind of videos that will let your creativity go wild. From my perspective, it appears to be either a complete fabrication or a ghost. Incredible footage captures a woman's desperate plea as she navigates through a raging forest fire, praying fervently for the safety of herself and her family.
Heavenly Father, please help us. Please help us to be safe.
The intensity of the situation is palpable. There's something so spooky about this TikTok video. You could just catch a glimpse of a shadow figure in this following clip. Imagine a really calm street with only a few flickering streetlights at night. Suddenly, a shadowy figure appears and darts across the street. Then it vanishes into thin air, seemingly as swiftly as it appeared, similar to a scene from a movie. People find themselves referring to these strange encounters with shadow people. However, precisely what are they? The question that matters most is that nobody can truly identify these strange shadow-like figures that some people see lurking in the corner of the room or out of the corner of their eye. Some believe them to be spirits or ghosts that have been captured lingering on the edge of our reality. Another intriguing theory is that they might be time travelers that momentarily enter our world before disappearing again. It's difficult to determine what they actually are in the absence of hard data. However, the video serves as some kind of evidence as well. Please share your thoughts with me on these. There's this picture on the internet that has been unsettling people for years and never gets old. In 2011, a photo taken in Staffordshire, UK's Hornchurch Woods, appeared on Facebook. It also appears to have a ghost in it. If you look closely, you may make out what looks to be a woman wearing an elaborate outfit and a large hat. People are enthralled with this photo, attempting to determine whether a true ghost story lies behind it. This is due to the fact that Hornchurch Woods isn't your typical woodland. Its past is somewhat unsettling. Stories of sacrifices, murders, suicides, and witch hunts. You shouldn't go there by yourself or after dark. Most people's favorite legend is perhaps the one of the Hornchurch Hound, a ghost dog that is supposed to appear if you have cheated on your partner. According to the story, it draws the wanderers who are overcome with guilt far into the forest before just vanishes, simply abandons them to roam aimlessly, which is ominous but possibly justified. But there's more. People have reported seeing all kinds of eerie things in the outdoors over time. A somber white lady by the abandoned railway tracks, a man wearing a top hat, some ghost children playing in the distance, and another woman, all dolled up in vintage Victorian attire. That picture went viral more than a decade ago, yet it's still very significant. Talk about the spectral woman, and the strange light orbs next to her is non-stop. The emphasis on this photo seems to go on forever, be it the orbs, the woman, or the setting. This enigmatic figure that appears in someone's lawn is captured in this fascinating video. It's tall, gloomy, and in the dark, you can barely make out its bright white fangs, which gives me the shivers. It's difficult to see the animal properly because of its dark fur. But what's even more strange is that it appears to have long limbs. It appears to be exploring the area for a little while before abruptly disappearing. Simply vanishes without a trace. It kinda makes me question what I was looking at. Everyone is scratching their heads, attempting to identify and locate this creature. Is it a species of animal that we haven't seen before? Right under our noses, hiding away? I'm not sure. Right, let's have a look at this. At first glance, this Reddit photo appears to be merely a photograph of someone's vacant living room. However, the person who uploaded it claims that this image contains much more. You may be able to make out what appears to be a face if you closely examine the picture next to the chair and the bookcase. To go back a little, what makes this so eerie is that the uploader received an email a few days ago from their father stating that a neighbor has been reporting seeing a ghostly little girl in their garden. It looks like it might be the uploader's home presently. Now that we have brightened the image, it is much more recognizable. The face becomes more noticeable. You can see these large eyes, somewhat gray skin, and an overall eerie atmosphere that will definitely give you the creeps. What bothers me about this is that it doesn't appear to be a young girl, similar to a child. After checking in again, the uploader reported that their dad had mentioned that the individuals who had saw the girl in their garden were genuinely considering moving. Still, it's a compelling tale. A face is visible to me, I'm not entirely sure. I'd be curious to hear your thoughts. Indeed, it's possible that this location served as the spirit girl's final residence while she was alive. Maybe it's nothing at all. Marquette Jean, a Minnesota nurse, was enjoying a regular calm evening at home when she noticed something strange on her daughter's room's baby monitor. She said she saw a shape that resembled a cat going through the bedroom door.
Is there a cat in here? Is there a cat in here? No. Oh, sorry. Love you, guys. Are you okay? No, it's okay. I was just checking on you. Good night. I love you. Huh? You're scary? Why? There's no monster in the window. I'll look. See? I'll look.
Checking in on her 3-year-old daughter, Everly, she discovers that Everly is genuinely terrified of something else. Everly talked about being afraid of a monster that stares into her room via the window. It is evident from the footage that something raced through that door. The most bizarre thing, though, is that Marquette had a cat that summer that she loved to death. Aside from that, she claims that their home has been the scene of numerous strange and unsettling incidents ever since they moved in. This cat, or creature that entered via the door, is captured on camera by her. Is the first time they have succeeded in getting anything captured on camera. She can't even distinguish between what has been caught and nothing, really. What did you folks make of that? That really did resemble a cat. I'm not sure. Taken inside the walls of a nearby church in 2008, this picture has drawn attention from both paranormal enthusiasts and regular attendees. I'll state that the image appeared normal at first look, but deeper inspection showed a strange aberration. Described as mist-like and SP spectral, the figure stands at the back of the room and has a soft glow to it, raising even more curiosity. It was invisible to those in attendance when the image was shot. Forever captured on this digital camera, it remains unseen to the unaided eye, standing gravely behind the sitting assembly. A discussion concerning the afterlife and the relationship between faith and the paranormal has been sparked by the fascinating picture. There have been disagreements over the figure's meaning. Is it an angelic presence, a ghostly spirit returning, or is it just a manipulation? Still, the picture is a fascinating enigma. Next, we have video from an adventurous camper who ventured outside the protection of his caravan to look into a critter that has been causing him trouble ever since he extinguished his campfire. With only a tent for protection from the weather and any inquisitive animals, the man is camping alone. He had no idea that he was going to encounter far more than he had bargained for. When he first heard tapping against the trees, he thought it may be a squirrel hiding acorns or a woodpecker. Then there was a clicking sound from the tap. The man thought the sound was strange, but not unnatural. Just the kind you'd expect in a forest. The clicking became a whistle the next thing he knew. That of a human, not that of a bird. At that point, he realized that someone must be playing a practical joke on him outside. Shouting, he raced out of his tent and heard the joker run off into the trees. And he just ran after him into the woods without even thinking twice. Here's when the video gets useful. Like myself, the majority of people assumed he would run across some sort of cryptid or otherworldly being. I mean, it's fairly weird to still chase a stranger into the woods at night, even if that's not in the cards. Nevertheless, armed only with his camera and a torch, he chases after the person, and when he eventually catches up, receives the shock of his life. The video was grainy, so we had to enlarge it to view it well, but even so, it's obvious that what we're witnessing is a cryptid known as a crawler. Horrible pale skin, a horrible face, and gangly limbs that don't appear to match the body are all present. To be honest, I believe that this man is quite lucky to have survived this. Although I'm not quite sure of the crawler's habits, I do know that they enjoy luring humans into the woods. I mean, it's safe to say that doesn't work out well. They are mostly thought to be nocturnal and to reside in caverns and thick woodlands. I'm not sure. Maybe someone knowledgeable about the paranormal circle may assist us in the comments. Get ready for some heart-pounding action in this next clip. Watch as a shark closely trails a paddleboarder. This shark is right behind her, waiting for any slip-up. Here's the backstory. The woman you see is part of a relay team racing from Florida to the Bahamas.
Sit down. Yep. Gabe.
This is why you should not.
Gabe. Hammerhead shark right here. Gabe, stay there.
In the video, you can hear the man filming, encouraging her to keep going. The camera then pans to another team member kneeling on his board, warning him to stay still, because there's a big hammerhead shark directly beneath him. The real concern here isn't just falling off the board, it's avoiding a collision with a massive shark that could easily knock them off. Paddleboards are sturdy, but facing a shark adds a whole new level of danger to the race. You might have caught wind of this viral video. It starts with a typical scene in a girl's kitchen. She's busy and ready to dig into her sandwich. Just as she gets up to move, her dog springs into action, jumping up and putting his paws on her chest. It turns out this is his signal for her to sit back down. At first, she tries to brush him off, but he persists, and she begins to understand. Finally, she sits down, and the dog indicates for her to stay put. Once he's sure she's steady, he dashes to the counter, grabs her medication, and brings it to her. Then he heads to the fridge, opens it, and fetches her something to drink. You can see how touched she is by her dog's remarkable intuition. Dogs truly are amazing. This is a rather crazy video. Perhaps some nightmare fuel for those who detest snakes. Snakes are amazing creatures, resilient enough to wriggle even after being severed head to head. Unlike many other animals, their bodies can continue to exhibit reflexive actions because of a decentralized neural system. This indicates that the spinal cord controls some reflexes independently of the brain. Furthermore, a snake's metabolism functions more slowly than that of some animals. Thus, even in the absence of a central blood supply, their cellular activity can continue for a short while. Naturally, it can be unnerving to see such movements, but they are an innate defense mechanism that has been honed over many years to keep predators away, even after a deadly strike. However, the main thing to watch out for is that the poison of a headless snake can still be delivered by its head. The urge to bite is mainly instinctive, therefore make sure to remove any poisonous snake parts you cut off so people don't step on them. Never take it up or play with it after placing it on a stick. That seems like something I would have done in the past. Avoid doing that. This CCTV clip was shot on a wet December night, and Reddit users have been discussing about it non-stop. The catch is that while the video appears to show an empty backyard, it doesn't. The moment the house security system detected movement, it activated automatically. And now there's a foggy figure in the middle of that yard. It moves toward the right side of the video screen as if it were walking, almost drifting. Viewers of the video are pointing out that this enigmatic person appears to be slumped over. Not very spooky, is it? It makes reasonable that the individual who submitted the video claimed to be mostly unaware of the property's past, given that they were only recently become the new owners. Some viewers now view this from a more pragmatic perspective. They are implying that perhaps what we are all witnessing is not phantom-like after all. For now, everything is just conjecture, but it might just be a spider scuttling across the camera lens, which would certainly throw things off. We're all waiting for the uploader to drop another update, or even better, perhaps some more terrifying footage. If it becomes public, I will update you. Here we have a stunning shot of a timber wolf, easily surpassing 200 pounds in weight, truly massive. Such a size is incredibly rare among wolves, as most in the wild never achieve this stature. Typically, adult male timber wolves weigh between 70 to 145 pounds, while females range from 60 to 100 pounds, depending on their region. Behold this majestic creature, embodying a serene presence amidst its surroundings. The next video captures a tense moment as a bobcat is discovered ensnared in a leg-hold trap, filmed by the person who set it. Attempting to free the animal with a catch pole, the man faces a fierce struggle. The bobcat, clearly distressed, eventually weakens under the stress.
Come on. Act right. Here we go.
Upon release, the man attempts to calm the bobcat, but his efforts provoke a defensive reaction from the wild feline. Despite the intense encounter, both the man and the bobcat emerge unscathed from the ordeal. It begs the question, what was the intended target of the trap, if not a bobcat? Share your thoughts in the comments below. A recent video has captured something really spooky and has everyone talking. The person who uploaded it is clearly freaked out. She tells us about an old mirror she fixed up that has been showing her weird things. That sounds strange enough. Apparently, the mirror has a mysterious past, and now that it's been refurbished, it adds to the mystery. She and her friends can't shake off the creepy vibes they get when they're in the room with it. She shows us the room. Everything seems normal until the camera points at the mirror. In its reflection, there's something on her white couch in the background. It looks like a person. It's hard to make out, but there's definitely something there. To prove her point, she shows the actual couch, and it's empty. No one is there. But when the camera goes back to the mirror, you can see someone sitting there. Now everyone is scratching their heads over this. Is this mirror a gateway? Did it belong to someone who's left a part of themselves behind? The comments are going wild with guesses. Some think it's all a setup, fake, or just a trick of the light. Then there are those who believe in the ghostly angle, sharing stories about creepy objects and unexplainable events. The clip finally ends, but it leaves many of us wondering. The chatter around the spooky mirror is only getting louder, pulling more people into the debate. Real or not, it's got everyone talking and guessing. Check out this fascinating video of a fox trying to raid a hawk's nest. Many wonder why the fox would climb a tree to get to the nest when there's easier prey on the ground. Well, this nest happens to be on a rocky ledge, so the fox cleverly scaled up the side. The fox's keen sense of smell led him to the nest for the eggs, but Mama Hawk is not having any of it. He's carefully assessing the situation. By the way, notice how deeply the hawk is sleeping, completely slouched over. She's out cold. Eventually, the fox makes a bit of noise and Mama Hawk wakes up, prompting the fox to beat a hasty retreat. Wise move, I'd say. A man's home security system unexpectedly alerted him while he was away on vacation, alerting him to the presence of detectives in his home. After he moved in, he installed multiple cameras around his property because of strange noises all over his house, like footsteps that don't seem to belong, creaking floors, and objects that seem to be moving. He lived alone and had no roommates, dogs, or house sitters who would be there while his time away. So when he saw the video on his phone after receiving the warning, he was shocked. Keep an eye out since we can see something or someone starting to peer around the doorway close to the lamp. Some excellent responses have been left by commenters. Others claim that he doesn't have a ghost in his house. Rather, it's a demon. People remark on his bravery. The ones that attracted my interest mentioned how the object seemed to be aware of the camera's presence as it peered over the corner. They further questioned why, in the absence of anyone, a ghost or other bad entity would sneak about a house. All worthwhile inquiries, in my opinion. Tell me what you think, please. A captivating collection of images emerged on Instagram, grabbing the interest of several users. A user posted these pictures and described an unanticipated scary encounter. The man shared a photo of himself and his friend going sturgeon fishing recently. They snapped a photo of the enormous one they had hooked. After gathering all their equipment and packing the boat, they set out, and, by pure happenstance, hooked a really big sturgeon. Of course, they will take a photo of it to save the memory. These men are obviously excited because of the few pictures they shot, but the true shock was in store for them the following day. They noticed something strange while they were scrolling through the pictures. And I must admit, this would really frighten me. More precisely, it's in the image with the timestamp 3:35 a.m. The unidentified object appeared to revolve in a series of 2 images. Assumed the appearance of turning to directly face the camera. This was all the more puzzling because this mystery presence had completely disappeared in the picture that came next. Regardless, the original poster was at a loss for what to do, so they posted it online and, well, speculation started to fly in. Currently, some have suggested that this might be a cryptid. I simply don't think so, you know. I came across this video of some guys saying they captured a sea monster on camera. To be honest, it definitely merits a closer examination. This video was recorded by a group of farmers and shows a large, long object moving beneath the surface of a river. You can see the water being agitated by whatever is beneath it, creating large ripples that indicate a substantial object may be beneath the surface. As they watch this creature in the river, you can hear the farmers in the video becoming a little freaked out. Whatever this is, it swims directly across to the opposite side, rustling the bushes in its wake, putting the genuine cliffhanger at the end of the video. You are now aware that there exist doubters. They claim it's only a log or some debris. The really bad news is this. This object is traveling upstream and making waves, bucking the trend. Tell me what you believe this might be. Whatever this mysterious swimming monster may be, one thing is for sure. These farmers had no desire to run into this creature once more. While hiking in the woods, a couple of hikers began to hear strange noises. They scanned the area out of curiosity and noticed something moving between the trees. In the hopes of seeing more, they lingered, and sure enough, their camera captured the image of a ghostly figure inching closer. The creature appeared eerily lifelike, towering above the ground, and had extraordinarily extended digits. It should come as no surprise that the hikers left after becoming alarmed. They left there so quickly, and to be honest, it seems like the perfect decision. So, what should we name this? A rake of some kind? Something else entirely? It is definitely chilling. Sincerely, it appears as though it was a human at one time. There aren't many articles about this available. This thing, but based on the few people who have come forward, you wouldn't want to run into it. It's more of a shapeshifter, they say. This video, shared by TikToker Rolex Claris, demonstrates that not all eerie events are ghostly, even though they can still be extremely frightening. When the uploader noticed a strange scene outside their wide-open bedroom window, they captured the moment on camera. A set of bright eyes peering in from the dark darkness. At first, those eyes terrified the living daylights out of the TikToker, evoking strong feelings of horror cinema. But then, quite fast, the situation's reality set in. In reality, those menacing-looking eyes belonged to two large bears. Anyone who has run into a bear will tell you that it's an experience you won't soon forget. Bears are large, strong, and ferocious animals, so you had better be careful if you come across one that is hungry or has its young nearby. Just picture your shock if you discovered not one, but two of them exploring the area outside your bedroom. Yes, it's sufficient to induce panic in everyone. Just take a look at this. One bear can be seen reaching in and attempting to snag a bag with its teeth as the video plays. That's when the guy hiding behind the camera becomes astute. They express disbelief. Shuts the window forcefully. Well worth the chance. In any case, this tense interaction serves as evidence. Compared to two adult bears on your windowsill, sometimes a ghostly face is the least of two evils. This person will definitely make sure that their windows are locked, even if I'm not sure if they will get any sleep tonight. This hawk appears to be asleep when a pigeon interrupts it in this wild video. For those who fail to see the wild aspect of that, these creatures are typically eaten by hawks. As we can see, events rapidly change. I believe the pigeon realizes this was a poor decision as she begins picking out his feathers. He tries to flee, but Mama Hawk grabs him away. Even succeeds in using her beak to snag a few feathers. Eventually, the pigeon manages to escape, but Mama pursues it, which could have disastrous consequences. Fortunately, she doesn't carry the pigeon when she goes back to tend to her eggs. A video making rounds on Instagram shows someone hiking and recording their walk. Initially, everything seems normal, but then a strange noise breaks the tranquility. The sound begins as a faint sizzle, escalating into a low, eerie rumble. The comment section is buzzing with theories about the source of the noise. Some are convinced it's an animal, like a bear or a cougar, while others propose more fantastical explanations involving ghosts, paranormal entities, or unknown creatures. One commenter questions why the hiker didn't immediately flee if the noise was genuine. Despite the unsettling sound, the hiker continues their trek, either displaying remarkable courage or perhaps a lapse in judgment. The video abruptly ends, leaving viewers in suspense. We don't know if the hiker pressed on or wisely chose to turn back. So, what would you do in this situation? Would you push forward out of curiosity, or would you play it safe and get out of there as quickly as possible? Here's a collection of intriguing drone footage that showcases unexpected encounters and stunning scenery. In a thrilling moment, a drone operator captures footage of a bird of prey, possibly a hawk, stalking the drone from above. Suddenly, with incredible speed, the hawk swoops down and strikes the drone out of the air. While the camera misses the dramatic moment of impact, it manages to record the hawk inspecting the fallen drone on the ground before deciding it's not edible and flying off. Flying over the picturesque beaches of Jamaica, the drone encounters an unusual obstacle, a pelican that collides with it while seemingly asleep. The incident is both unexpected and slightly humorous, leaving viewers wondering about the pelican's sudden mishap in mid-air. A family captures a breathtaking sunset behind mountains using their drone. While enjoying the serene view, they also unintentionally film a sheep peacefully grazing in a field below. As the drone maneuvers through the air, performing flips and turns, it unexpectedly loses connection and crashes. The most memorable part of the footage follows. As the drone descends towards eye level with the sheep boldly charges and collides with the drone. This unexpected interaction between technology and wildlife makes for captivating and amusing footage, capturing both the beauty of nature and its surprising moments. These drone adventures highlight the unpredictability of filming wildlife and landscapes from the air, offering both stunning visuals and unexpected encounters with animals. This video shows another strange sighting that was captured by a thermal camera deep into the forest. This guy claims that, similar to most videos, it was taken at night in the middle of a forest. It's definitely not someplace you would anticipate meeting someone. Something enormous can be seen in the video, moving in a way that doesn't quite seem human. It really is enormous. It is far larger than one individual. Furthermore, it moves differently from what a normal person would. Its arms are kind of swinging as it moves. Some others speculated that it might be a monkey going for a stroll. However, since picture was taken in America, monkeys aren't just lounging around in our jungles. What then goes wrong? Is there something out there that we are just unaware of, or are we just being duped? If this is true, I will say that having this kind of equipment to be able to record stuff like this is really cool. Additionally, I think we would catch more. Perhaps if these video recorders and thermal imaging cameras were more widely available or well-liked. I'm not sure, but seeing what's out there would be awesome. Similar to night vision goggles. I'm fully committed. An individual posted the following set of images on Reddit. The person who uploaded the pictures claims that they were taken inside their friend's house, a home that many people have long thought to be haunted. They've been thinking this way since they were very little. The homeowner frequently shares bizarre tales and experiences. One of the stories involves a persistent smell of pipe smoke that permeates the house and has no apparent origin. It's obvious that nobody is smoking. But despite extensive searches, they have never been able to identify the source of the smell. Similarly, they occasionally hear eerie pounding noises reverberating throughout the house during the night. Once more, they are unable to identify the knocker, despite their best attempts. The homeowner experienced an unsettling feeling one very spooky day, as though someone or something else was occupying the room with them. Motivated by this sensation, they reached for their camera, intending to record any irregularities or anything that might confirm their concerns. What emerged was a series of eerie images. Now, at first sight, the first image in the series appears to be quite ordinary, but if you look more closely, you can see a hazy outline of a black figure right before the curtains, reflected in the mirror. The image that really evokes horror is the one that follows, though. The dark figure is more noticeable in this picture. It looks as though it is leaning out from behind the curtains to look out the window. The figure's modest movement can be seen when comparing the two images side by side. However, the family does have a theory. They speculate that this apparition might be an elderly man's spirit, someone who, in their view, is harmless. There is still the original poster who has visited this house, several times over a long period of time, attested to this belief, claiming that no matter what creature resides there, they have never felt frightened or in danger. You simply get the impression that something otherworldly is present. All the same, the story and the pictures that go with it are quite compelling, whether or not they are simply accounts of the inexplicable or proof of something that is beyond our comprehension. While this isn't the kind of video we usually publish, I came across this clip while doing research for this one, and I just adore it. Alright, so a Ring camera records the instant a thief is searching through this man's car. The homeowner attacks the man in the street as he begs for assistance as soon as he steps outside and turns on. I'm all for the guy wanting to keep his property safe. Things get a little hairy at the end when he finally lets the person go, but I'm glad the homeowner is okay. That could have gone quite terribly after all. Furthermore, to the driver, well done on turning a warning into an attempted vehicular homicide. Well done. I know that safety comes first, and that it's improper to approach individuals, but I'd find it difficult to tolerate a punk kid going through my car in my driveway as I watch it happen on camera. Let me know what you guys think about that. Well, I don't know. I probably would have taken the same course of action. Look into this. Hawks are renowned for their amazing hunting skills and have the ability to dive incredibly fast to catch prey. They have been observed during these dive bombing operations to reach speeds of up to 150 miles per hour. This quick strategic move, sometimes referred to as a stoop, is used for two purposes. First of all, it gives the hawk a chance to surprise its target and minimizes the chance of escape. Second, the hawk's dive's sheer force and speed enable it to strike its target with a strong, frequently lethal impact. This technique demonstrates how the hawk functions as a skilled predator in the wild, needing strength, speed, and accuracy to survive. These hawk and falcon footage of the dive bombing have always been my favorites. There's this very cool one on the internet where the hawk just flies down and lands here. We can't show it here since everyone would freak out if a duck that is just sitting there snapped its neck, but it's still incredibly cool that it's a method. It seems to be flying so quickly out of the sky that it merely clips it, which made it seem less ominous in my opinion. This most recent video was uploaded by someone claiming to have footage of a Bigfoot that was taken in Indonesian mountains. Look at this for sure. A massive figure can be seen strolling in a clearing close to a waterfall. It appears to be a furry creature that is on two legs. It is too big to be just any old ape, considering how massive it appears even from a distance. To be honest, I have some degree of conviction that this is real. In addition, it seems a little strange to me that someone would be wandering the woods and mountains wearing a Bigfoot costume. It is unbelievably hot outside, but I know it does happen. Furthermore, this video didn't exactly become viral. I just don't think that sounds like fun. Anyway, whatever, people do all kinds of strange stuff, you know. Until someone in the Indonesian jungles gets caught red-handed wearing a Bigfoot outfit. I assert that this is true. Greetings from Indonesia. A popular video circulating on X captures an elderly lady sitting alone on a simple bench at night. At first glance, it seems like an ordinary scene, but the unsettling part is the glowing eyes of a creature lurking behind her, poised to strike. Without warning, the creature leaps at the woman. She stumbles and falls but quickly regains her composure. With remarkable determination, she grabs her cane and strikes at the animal, eventually driving it away into the night. This incident occurred in the Ari Forest, part of the Ari Milk Colony near Sanjay Gandhi National Park, a vast green expanse that serves as a natural barrier between the wilderness and the bustling city of Mumbai. It's one of the few remaining green spots in the area. In the US, such an encounter would likely involve a mountain lion. However, this creature was a leopard, as the adjacent forest is notorious for leopard sightings. The composure and bravery of this woman in fending off the leopard are truly astonishing. Living in close proximity to the wild presents unique challenges. It's a stark reminder to always be vigilant. One moment you're enjoying a peaceful evening, and the next you're face to face with a wild predator. Despite the terrifying encounter, it's incredible that the woman emerged unharmed. An awe-inspiring clip indeed, and thankfully she is safe. Meet the farmer who devised a clever solution to keep his prized chickens active. He crafted individual circular contraptions from wire, allowing each chicken to strut about freely. When questioned about why he doesn't let them roam, he pointed out the significance of preserving their bloodlines and cited the frequent presence of raptors and other predators in the area. What are your thoughts on this innovative approach? Witness this captivating footage captured by a trail camera, showcasing a deer in a remarkable display of activity, performing frenzied jumps and bounding in tight circles. This behavior has piqued widespread curiosity, prompting us to delve into its possible motivations. Deer are typically admired for their graceful movements, making the frantic actions in this video particularly intriguing. Such dynamic behavior could stem from various reasons. One hypothesis suggests the deer may be reacting to biting insects, like ants, attempting to rid itself of the pests through vigorous jumping. Alternatively, this behavior might be a natural defense mechanism known as stotting or pronking, used by deer to evade predators. This leaping motion not only demonstrates the animal's agility, but also serves as a display of vitality, potentially deterring predators from pursuing what seems like a formidable prey. There's also consideration of chronic wasting disease, a condition affecting many deer, which could contribute to unusual behaviors like these. Additionally, such energetic displays could be linked to territorial assertions or mating rituals, common among deer during the rutting season. Is this behavior simply a response to an irritant, or does it reflect a more intricate natural instinct? The video raises compelling questions about the complexities of animal behavior and the factors influencing their actions in the wild. In this scene, a guy is driving to a party with his friend. At first, everything looks normal, but if you pay close attention, something strange appears. There's a figure standing perfectly still. It looks like a ghostly spirit dressed in a flowing white robe. The video quality is a bit fuzzy, but you can clearly see the outline of this mysterious figure. Interestingly, it doesn't stick around for long. Slowly, like mist dissolving, it fades away until it completely disappears into thin air. If you zoom in, you'll notice the figure is almost see-through. This video has sparked a lot of talk. Some think it might be an illusion or a trick of the light. Others believe it's proof of a haunted spot on that road. Whatever it is, one thing's for sure. This clip raises more questions than it answers. Keith contacts the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch organization with a blend of curiosity and awe. He shares a trail camera photo that might just capture the elusive Bigfoot. This discovery is exceptional, and the organization, known for their extensive collection of trail cameras and videos, takes a closer look. They apply various light filters to the photo, as they've done with previous findings. The image is truly striking. You can see a distinct shape with elongated arms, the characteristic dome-shaped head, and broad shoulders. This is something I need to follow up on. I hope the organization can uncover more details. To me, this is truly incredible. The photo is remarkably clear. The next footage comes from a distressed viewer who captured a strange event in the forest near their home. The audio initially captures considerable commotion, seemingly emanating from the treetops. The sounds are difficult to pinpoint but resemble the cries of an agitated flock of crows. If these are indeed crows, they are clearly in distress. Notably, crows are known to alert one another to imminent danger in the forest. When you hear crows making a significant racket, a predator is usually nearby. Sometimes you might be the cause of their alarm, but that doesn't appear to be the case in this particular video. As the camera's focus shifts from the treetops to the forest floor, the source of the disturbance becomes apparent. There, partially obscured by the trees, stands a figure roughly 6 to 7 feet tall, covered in dark green, brown, or black fur. It is unmistakably a Bigfoot. The creature stands silently, seemingly observing the person filming. Then it performs an unexpected gesture. It raises its arm, almost as if waving at the cameraman. Is this an attempt at communication, or simply a coincidence? In a deserted parking lot, an unsettling incident was captured on camera by the Ecuadorian National Police. The footage shows an officer approaching his car, entering briefly to retrieve something, and then walking away. As he disappears into the building, something peculiar unfolds. The car begins to move forward on its own, despite no one being in the driver's seat and no apparent incline in the parking garage. Later, upon returning from his shift, the officer is astonished to find his car in motion. Bewildered, he tries to make sense of what could have caused this inexplicable movement. Some viewers speculate that he simply forgot to engage the handbrake, dismissing the incident as a mundane oversight. However, others can't shake the eerie feeling that something supernatural might be at play. Half-jokingly, they suggest a ghost might be responsible for the car's mysterious behavior. Regardless of the explanation, the incident has sparked widespread discussion and intrigue. It's certainly an unusual experience to return from work expecting to find your car in one place, only to discover it has inexplicably moved forward. Perhaps it would have been even more unsettling if the car had shifted to a different spot entirely, rather than just rolling forward, a thought that adds an extra layer of mystery to this peculiar occurrence. At first glance, this Chattanooga, Tennessee snapshot appears to show a person sitting on a fence edge. A person sitting on the fence, nothing too out of the ordinary. However, a deeper look reveals something even more intriguing. An unsettling gray figure starts to form as you enlarge and sharpen the image. Its weak outlines suggest that it is a figure from a different era, possibly a lady. Some claim she looks like she's wearing Victorian clothing. Do we believe she might be an elderly housemaid or the spirit of a nurse? The first thing that caught attention was the way her hands seemed to be elegantly clasped about her chest. This raised some fascinating comments, such as the assertion that she is unquestionably from a church, or that she is grieving the loss of a loved one. The amusing thing about it all, though, is that the photographer didn't even try to get a picture of this figure. They were blind to it. Rather, their attention was drawn to this odd, bizarre visage that appeared to be beaming from the front tree. They were merely taking a photo to forward to a friend. But do you recall when I brought up the woman in mourning? This picture's location has a history of its own. This property was important during the Civil War, so the narrative goes. It served as a crucial operational base, and tragically, many men tragically lost their lives there in intense combat. The mystery is further revealed when the elderly woman who currently resides in the next house confirms a few extremely odd incidents that have occurred all over the neighborhood. The identity and origin of the gray figure have become the subject of intense conjecture following this disclosure. We all know the doubters will rush in, and while it's possible that something else is going on, this seems quite plausible to me. A man said that it was a bird. He faced a lot of criticism because it was evident that the bird had to be human size. I don't know, but it seems strange to me to see someone who appears to be human and to see them dressed in such historically accurate garb. That seems to me to kind of up the ante on its validity. Ghost mourner from the Civil War era is my choice. Many people believe we may be dealing with a time traveler after seeing this strange film that has been going around the internet. People are definitely talking about it. Of course, some people don't get it, but nevertheless, this is a scene from a concert in the 1980s where a lot of people are just dancing in the background. Nothing odd is happening as we cut to a crowd scene with everyone clapping. But examine it more closely. Examine the man in the center by running the tape back. The fact that he appears to be recording the program with a smartphone is really bizarre. Here's the problem, though. The modern smartphones we use today weren't even able to snap images when they first came out in the early 1990s. Yes, so explain to me how this person appears to be filming with a phone. Some people have really said that this guy seems like an old-fashioned camera, but the believers claim that he is from the future. Furthermore, he is simply holding it like a phone. All right, perhaps. The strange thing, though, is that if you watch it slowly and closely, you can see that he flips up the device and appears to be looking at the photo he just took, similar to how we use phones. On the other hand, using cameras of the 1980s, you were unable to review the photo you had just taken. It took longer for your film to be developed. Whatever your stance, you have to concede that this is strange. While there might have been some video alteration, it appears to be rather authentic. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you're young enough that you don't understand what I'm talking about as well. These time traveler videos are becoming more and more popular, and I'm really starting to enjoy them. That guy clearly appears to be using a flip phone after all. And perhaps it isn't, but there are other really awesome situations. As an example, some individuals go across the nation. Anyway, share your thoughts with me on it. I mean, there's probably an easy but cool answer. Another interesting Reddit video. The owner of the post had a cat named Ladybug, who regrettably perished at the hands of an unidentified animal. Not too far back. The family makes the decision to install a security camera in order to capture whatever it is that has captured poor Ladybug. They receive an alert one evening when they are having dinner. Motion is detected on the camera. They watch the video and are astounded by what they discover. There is this image of a white cat that is translucent. That is very evident. With a head, whiskers, ears, and all the characteristics of a cat. The family's pretty furious Ladybug then disappears as soon as it appears. In the movie, the family recalls how Ladybug used to simply rest on the railing. She would keep an eye on everyone in the laundry process. What are your thoughts on this spectral cat that has been captured on camera? Is this evidence that animals and people both have spirits? Or are we beginning to suspect that this is Ladybug's murderer? This following amazing video was discovered by a trench-digging man using a backhoe. These turtles are placed on top of one another, as you can see. They have an interesting habit of burrowing themselves beneath, which has several uses. It's mostly a means of controlling their body temperature. Extreme weather is naturally protected against by the soil. It offers warmth in the winter and coolness in the summer. Many species of turtles go into brumation, which is analogous to hibernation, during the colder months in order to store energy when food supplies are low. To survive the winter, they dig into the mud or earth and slow down their metabolism. Not to mention that the underground sanctuary keeps them safe from predators. Stacking is another interesting characteristic, and even if this appears to be different, and when enjoying the sun, turtles have a tendency to pile on top of one another, as we have all witnessed. This is somewhat unique. There may be a shortage of basking areas at times, which causes stacking behavior, and a lot of them are just attempting to maximize a valuable sunny position. However, if turtles are discovered piled after being buried, it can be because there isn't enough room in a good place for them to hibernate, which would suggest a high population density. To be very honest, scientists claim that this habit of stacking when buried is uncommon, and most likely only happens in particular environmental circumstances, which is what makes the video even more remarkable. I found it to be really awesome.